This video was made possible by you. If you want to save time and support what I do, check the link in the description that will take you to my store where you can purchase the source file for what we're creating in this video, as well as other tutorials on my channel. Thank you for your support, and let's get back to the video. Welcome back to the series on mobile app design, and here's an idea that I have, right? So I'm thinking that it would be pretty cool if we had a button for adding an item to a cart, right? The beginning of a journey or like a middle of a journey where the user is going to give you your money, where there's going to be a successful transaction, hopefully. So I think it's worth optimizing these types of interactions as much as possible. And I think doing a sort of, let me do a sketch for you. So I think we could have like a button, right? We could have a button, right? With some copy. This is just a wireframe. So please bear with me. And here would be an icon, a shopping cart icon. So this would be basically like add to cart icon, right? And this cart icon would be animated. Let's say we're going to have, and now please, this is going to be horrible, but just very quickly, let's assume this is a complete shopping cart. Yeah, there's going to be wheels down below like that, like this. Yeah, it doesn't look very good, but never mind. Just a sketch. So to shrink this. So we're going to have a button with a shopping cart icon. And what I'm thinking could be done is that if the user clicks on this button, we're going to simulate something being added to this shopping cart. So let's say, again, please, let's assume this is a product going into the shopping cart. So I'm thinking the user would see add to cart button, they would click it, and after clicking, there would be some kind of a movement, right, of the cart. I don't know, maybe it would become larger, I don't know. And you would see an animation of both the shopping cart and the quote-unquote product going inside of the shopping cart, right? And this would be the final state of the animation. I think that could be pretty cool. I think when you want to do good design, you want to make stuff that feels delightful and neat and smooth and all that stuff. So we could combine this with actually like a simplified manifestation of the process, right? Of course, after we finish this, I'm going to add this component into this file, the mobile app design masterclass. So as said at the beginning of the video, you can check the link in the description and you can buy the source file that contains all of this plus this new thing that we're going to be creating right now. But let's see, this is quite a complicated process, and I am not sure if we want to add a hover state. That would be like an extra state, let's say. So if the user, let's say, hovers over this button, just hover, right? We're going to get this change of color somehow and so on. However, since this is a part of the mobile app design series, hovering on a mobile phone doesn't really make sense, right? Because you're tapping with your finger. There is no such thing as having a cursor on a smartphone, on a touch screen, and therefore hover states don't really make sense. You either tap or you don't tap, right? So there is no in-between thing which we get on desktop. But let's plan this out. I think we could definitely assume that we're going to get like a default state. Yeah, we're going to have a default state. And then we're going to have a hover state. Yeah, maybe. So let me dim this a little bit. So hovers maybe. I'm just going to say plan, interaction, structure, plan, whatever. So these are going to be the states. We're going to have the default, we're going to have the hover, and then we're going to have all these states where the animation happens. Okay. So essentially this is where the animation happens here. And let's think about this, right? Let's think about what needs to be here. So at the very beginning of the animation, the appearance of the button is going to be the same as at the beginning, right? So nothing happened yet. So from what is actually default, we're going to get to a state where there's the card. Let's do actually this. The card could be card is up, right? Card is up. So in between here, if I were to be really descriptive of this, I would say card is moving up, right? But I probably don't have to do these, right? You understand that when we change the state from the default to card is up, in between we're gonna get card is moving up, essentially. So default card is up, and then I think we could go to card is loaded, right? I'm putting this down because there might be some in between states, I just realized. And then card is loaded and up. Card is loaded and up. So that would be, within this animation, that would be somewhere around, whoops. That would be somewhere around here, yeah? So that would be the situation where the card is in a similar position as this state, but the things are already inside the cart. Okay, so cart is loaded and up. Cart is up. And then cart is loaded and down. Yeah. So that's going to be this situation. Cart is loaded and up. Cart is loaded and down. Now, the thing is, I have a hypothesis that it would look cool if we had more things coming to the cart. What I'm thinking here is, I think we could have 2 or 3 elements. Yeah, 2 or 3 elements that would be gradually loaded into the cart. Yeah, I think 2 is plenty because the icon is going to be rather small. So I would go for 2. This means, however, that we are going to be needing some more structure here. So card is up, and then first item is loaded, and then from that we're going to go to card is loaded and up. And that is, mind you, assuming we're going to get just 2 elements. If we got 3 of those elements, then we would get 1 extra step. What actually, now that I think about it, we could actually do multiple things that could be like arranged like that. Adding more things, like 3 instead of just 2, could make the card look more like organic, like actual items in there. You don't have just 2 perfectly horizontal items in the cart when you're shopping, right? You have multiple things. So I think I would just add 1 extra step, to be honest. I would just add 1 extra step. That would be second item is loaded, and then we're gonna get cart is loaded and up, which actually means at the same time, third item is loaded. Oops, not this one, this one. Third item is loaded, yeah? Now, all of this is going to happen automatically, right? So all of this is going to happen without the user intervening in any way. All of this is the animation. But as you can see, we're going to need, 6 variants, 6 states. If we want to make this a component, each of these is going to have to be a state that's going to be autonomously switched between using the after delay interaction probably. So let's just summarize what's going to happen here, right? The user is going to see a button. The user is going to see a button. They are going to hover on it, probably. I'm going to be adding a hover so that you can use this in your web design desktop projects as well. But on mobile, we're going to get, of course, no hover. So if I were to, again, just expand this a little bit, this here, when the user sees the button, they could go either to hover or to this path, right? And let's just make this fully opaque, to be honest. This would be triggered. This would be while hovering. While hovering. So let me just shrink this a little bit. That is, if you take a look to if you go to prototype and you add an interaction on, this needs to be within a frame. So let's say I have a rectangle, I can add an interaction and I can do while hovering, yes? So while hovering is gonna go here, and then the second one is gonna be on tap, right? Hopefully. And as you can see, we cannot use on tap because we get this alert that this interaction will not be triggered as another one will be triggered first. But I think this is, I think with components, with interactive components, this is going to be different because this doesn't have multiple states. We're basically, because Figma in this case is assuming that if we hover over this element, we want to go somewhere else. But that's not going to be the case with, and basically this element is going to disappear from the screen. So it's essentially never going to get triggered, but that's not going to be the case. We're going to find out eventually, definitely. So don't worry about that. So yeah, basically while hovering is going to go to this state. And mind you, each of these text objects is a variant, is a state of the button, right? So we're going to have default, to hover, default, on tap, and this is going to go here. Or rather, this is going to go straight here. Yeah, because this is the same, right? So from the default state, after tapping, we're going to go directly to card is up. So why don't we start building this actually? I think I'm going to use this button. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Now that I got back to this file, I don't like the style of buttons. I don't like this gradient and all that stuff. I think we need to simplify in some way somewhere. So I think I'm going to do some changes, but for the purpose of this video, let's just say we're going to create a new button component. Yeah. So we're going to detach this, Command Option B, and then remove these things on the sides, these icons, because we're going to be adding a new one. And I'm just going to remove the stroke because no, we're going to go for 32, and I would make this fully rounded, to be honest. I would just make this fully rounded and no shadow. So yeah, here we have a simpler button. That's going to be our new component, like visually simpler, because I think it's enough. This will say add to cart. And also within this component, of course, we're going to get the icon. I'm not sure how big the icon should be. I think we're going to want to go for like, I think we're going to go for fixed height on the button. And then the icon could be like, I don't know, 32 pixels tall maximum. As you can see, when you look at the proportions of the icon, I think this warrants a slightly wider layout for the card, right? So that it fits in here, all that fits in here. So I think, I don't know, let's go for 48 by 32. Yeah, as a placeholder. And just a placeholder. And yeah, I think we also need to reduce the padding on the right side because the visual weight is going to be shifted slightly towards the left. So we have to compensate for that using the padding. And additionally, I think we're going to have to create the icon, the card icon as a separate component with more states. So it's going to be easily manageable from one place. So while all these are the states of the button component with the corresponding, we're going to have some extra this right here, right? So we're going to basically, this interaction, this component is going to be made of two components. Yeah, I think we should do that. And also I think we're going to finish this one in the next video. So stay tuned. We're going to build out these components step by step. I'm going to explain everything. For those impatient of you, you can check the link in the description, which is going to contain this finished component. But for those of you who want to learn, stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video where we're going to finish this project or continue. Depends on how complex it's going to be. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.